So hi everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. I feel nowadays that is so cliche, and very soon I'm going to stop that. But again, you see, I have to welcome you to my channel, but I'm not going to be using hi guys, welcome to my YouTube. I think it's just so cliche and so basic, and I don't know. So very soon I'm cutting that out, but I'm not stopping from telling you guys to subscribe to my channel. That one I'm not stopping. I'll keep telling you subscribe to my channel. Anyway, let us get back to business. So I know I've been away for quite some time, but let me leave all that pep talk for another day. Let us go straight to the video. So today I'll be talking about endometriosis. By the way, we are in March, and March is usually an endometriosis awareness month. I thought you should know. Actually, it is a fun fact that I know most of you did not know. So thank me by subscribing to my channel. Yeah, so I'll be talking to you about endometriosis in this channel, and I'll be telling you how I was diagnosed, how I've just been living with endometriosis. You know, it has become like my cup of tea. So I'll be sharing with you my experience, like my personal experience, which might be different from somebody else. But again, if you are probably if you'll find probably that you'll be experiencing some of the symptoms that I'll be talking about, you go to the hospital, get diagnosed, and yeah, let us be healthy. Sindio, si a healthy, wanasemanga a wealthy nation is a healthy nation, ama it's vice versa. Me, I don't even know. Anyway, so I'll begin by story time. Let me tell you a story about my life. For those who know me, for those who don't know me, for those who thought knew me, well, now I'm telling you the me that is me, you know. So growing up, like, I've just had these normal menses. Like, I used to experience cramping, but I did not think much of them because, you know, growing up, there is that mentality that is instilled in you that, you know, when you're having your periods, menses are always painful. And then again, I didn't see anything unique with me because all my friends had the same kind of, you know, symptoms and the same kind of pain. Like, we had the same struggle. Like, we're having our menses and I'm having cramps. So it was just a normal thing for somebody to tell me, I'm not feeling well, I'm just having my cramps, you know. And we normalized like painful cramps to be normal. So growing up, my menses were, I'd say, painful, but they were not too intense. Like, they were menses that I could manage. I didn't even need painkillers, by the way. But then as I kept growing up, I think the pain also kept increasing. You know, like, the pain kept becoming intense. And as usual, I was like, this is just something normal. Yani, I had normalized pain to that extent. So I started taking painkillers like Brufen. Actually, Brufen is my go-to all the time. I'd do Brufen. I started out with the 200 mg, and then I kept increasing my intake of the Brufen. So from 200, I went to the 400 mg. Then from the 400 mg, I used to do like one 400 mg, and I'd feel good, and then again I'd start feeling pain, then I'd go back to the 400 mg. You see, so I thought I was helping myself. Little did I know that I was actually doing more harm than good to my body. So it reached a point whereby, like, the pain was now just too much, like unbearable. Like, I couldn't do the basics when I was on my menses. The activities, like, I don't know, washing the house, doing laundry, nini, I couldn't do that because the pain now was just out of this world. But who is me? See, me, I'm that strong girl. Like, see, it's normal to have painful cramps. I mean, when I give birth, see, easy pains hesitation, that is what we told, like, you know, painful cramps normal. The moment you give birth, that pain, it will subside and all that kind of thing. So I bought that idea and I was actually living it, you know. So kidogo things took a different turn. Before I started my menses, as in, not like before I started 2-3 days to my menses, I'd experienced some pain. I'd actually started taking painkillers even before the D-Day. Like, I'd start taking painkillers before my menses even began, like 3 days earlier. And then during my menses again, I'd still been pain, like serious pain, still on painkillers. And then now I started experiencing pain even after my menses. Like, and these ones are now even more painful than even when I was in my menses. And I was like, kwani nimeandikiwa pain? You understand? Like, before ninyeshe, I'm in pain. During my menses, I'm in pain. After my menses, I'm in pain. And this pain would last like 7 days after my menses before it subsides. So I was like, again, I normalized that. So I was like, this pain, apana. But the me that I am, mama, the Kenyanese that I am, I didn't even think much of it. I was like, probably this is something that will just go away with time. As I grow up, maybe if I give birth, this will just be a thing of the past. And yeah, I lived like that for like, was it close to a year? But haikufika mwaka haikuisha. So there's this time like I was on my menses, the pain and all that, and I was like, apana, this pain now is something else. I think it's high time I visited a doctor to get like correct diagnosis. I need to get checked up. Like, I need to understand what is happening to my body. So after my menses, I went to the doctor, because to me, having pain before and during my menses was normal, but now the after was what was now giving me all the worries. So I was like, you know what, I'll go to the doctor after my menses when I'm having that pain, so that I can get a correct diagnosis of what is happening in my body. So I went to the doctor and I explained to him, I've been having pain before my menses, during my menses, and now I've started developing pain even after my menses. And I was like, I don't know what is happening to my body. And he was like, how is your sex life? So I was like, dude, are you kidding me right now? I'm talking to you about pain and you're asking me about my sex life. I was like, no, you're not being serious. I was like, yeah, my sex life, honestly, to be honest, my sex life was pathetic, because each time I thought of having sex, yani to me sex was a burden, because sex was ever painful. Each time I tried having sex, it was just too damn painful. But again, I did not think of it as an issue. You know how sex talks just not something you just discuss like randomly like that, me when I'm having sex. Now how do you even go start discussing that with people? I don't know, mimi kwangu, it was a topic that I really didn't share my intimate life like with people. You see the way girls, sex. So I don't know, I'd actually wonder how females would say that they're enjoying sex. How? Like, how do you people enjoy sex? But then at that particular point, I couldn't tell them, me, I'm not enjoying sex. No, I just listened to them and like, okay, so good for you if you're enjoying sex. To me, sex was So I was like, why is this doctor asking me about my sex life? So I told him, I decided to just open up, because he's a doc and I needed help. So I told him, like, each time I think of having sex, it's just another like kibarua. Yani ni kama unanipea kazi, ni kama unaniambia nikimbie. By the way, I hate running. So ni kama unaniambia I go for a run, And it was like, so pain, sex, you've never enjoyed sex. I was like, I can't even remember the last time I enjoyed sex, because sex to me is too damn painful. And as much as possible, I was trying to avoid sex. And I know you're asking yourself if I was seeing somebody. I was in an on and off kind of relationship because of my sex life. But sikuwa napeana, you understand? Sikuwa napeana because it was painful. Why would I hurt my body? It is my thing. It is me to decide if I give it out or I don't give it out. So to me, sex was just too painful, and I was like, okay, sawa. So I talked to my dog, tukaongea, and then he was like, okay, have you ever had an ultrasound in your life? I was like, ultrasound? I've never been pregnant. You see, I was that naive. I thought ultrasound was just for pregnant women. And he was like, okay, have you ever had an MRI? And I was like, TMRI, what is that? It's like some imaging done on your body, and it's like, nah, I've never had even an X-ray done to me. So he was like, okay, fine. What I'll do, you'll go have an ultrasound, and then you'll bring me the report. So yeah, I took the report. I went, had the ultrasound, and then I came back with the report, and then I showed him. And then he was like, how old are you? I told him I was 26. And then he asked me, like, are you married? And I was like, no. Do you have any children? No. Have you ever conceived? I was like, no. So this is the deal. You have endometriosis. So I didn't like, as in the reaction on my face was like, okay, so I have endometriosis. I mean, it's like you go into the hospital, get tested, and you told you have malaria, and so see, you just given tabs and you go home and you take them, and then you'll feel better. So that is how it works. So me, when he told me, like, so here's the deal, you have endometriosis, there was no facial, like, that those facial expressions. Nah, I didn't. There were no emotions on my face, like, to express the shock or anything, because I did not even understand what endometriosis is in the first place. So he was like, do you really know what endometriosis is? I was like, no, I've never even heard about it. You're telling it to me for the first time. So he was like, yeah, you have endometriosis, and I'm going to try and explain to you what endometriosis is. So I looked at him and I was like, okay, what is endometriosis? So yeah, that is where, and that is how I was diagnosed with endometriosis.